Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. On today's show, we are going to be talking about the game of the month. We're moving from game of the week to game of the month. It's going to be Fire Emblem on GBA. We got some Nintendo news we're going to be talking about because there's quite a bit, actually. Hades 2, we got some hands-on, also kind of looking at all the reviews. And then the topic of tonight is, should AAA games stop pushing hardware limits? And we'll dig into that a little bit more. Before we do, Johnny, what is going on?
What's up?
Crawler, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Carl coming at you.
And Cheesy.
What's going on, cheese curds? Good to be back.
So good to have you. Well, guys, before we go any further, make sure to head on over to n64josh.com to jump into the Discord. Also, if you want to get yourself any of Elgato's amazing gear for doing some content creation, you can head on over to n64josh.com/Elgato and use code N64Josh at checkout to save yourself a little bit of cash. And, it's the usual, where can we find everybody? Johnny, kick us off.
I'm Johnny Bo everywhere. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and the Communication Air podcast if we ever do another episode.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, there's been things. Cheesy was in Pennsylvania.
It's true.
Yeah, did you eat? So 2 weeks ago, did you eat?
Should I done it live?
Did you eat sopapillas?
Yeah, no, I was at Casa Bonita.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have cheesesteaks a week ago then?
I did. I had mini cheesesteaks. Yeah.
Cheesy's just eating instead of being on the podcast.
Yeah, so I mean, I was in Casa Bonita, or at Casa Bonita, and then Johnny, I know, has been having some work things because he's in his busy season, so things just haven't been lining up, and I'll be honest.
Finish the taxes, Johnny. Come on.
This
Got
Monday,
2 weeks left.
Broncos are playing Monday Night Football, so we probably aren't going to record then. So I don't know. We'll find time.
I almost was going to tell you guys I fell asleep tonight because I was watching the Seahawks. I was like, I'm just going to play dead until tomorrow morning and be like, guys, I fell asleep. I'm so sorry. Cheesy, where can we work? I think I've only done Johnny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I guess that's probably like the main spot I'm on. I'm kind of like not really on social media that much anymore, but yeah, you can just engage with me there and the Communication Era podcast. You can find me at GZC64, CHEEZYC64.
And Crawler.
I am Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawler without the E. Pretty much everywhere: TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, all the places.
Nice. Very cool. Well, let's hop into topic number 1. First up, this will be our topic every week, but what Switch games are you playing? And if you want to camp on one in particular that you're super excited about, go ahead. Johnny, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I've been playing. I actually went back to Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Nice.
Have been trying to get 100%. I think I'm like 6 or 7 layers 100% it right now. I went back to do some of the. Can I say has it been long enough? Spoilers.
Yeah,
I've been trying to do the rehearsals. I guess if you haven't beat,
that's
the game,
not really
it's
much of a spoiler.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to worry about that.
I've been trying to do the rehearsals. I did 2 of them so far. I'm working on the 3rd, and I do not like that Bonanza at all.
Which Bonanza?
The ostrich Bonanza.
Really? You don't like gliding?
I am not having fun with this
gliding
rehearsal.
and air poofs. Like, that's all it is.
The rehearsal is not fun for me.
Okay, I've done like 2 rehearsals. I haven't for like the
I like the
encore
Z
stuff. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I liked the zebra one, and I liked the first Bonanza, but I am not having fun with the ostrich, and I have a feeling I'm not going to like the snake one too. So
the snake one was a little.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done the encore, but
yeah, I've been trying to get 100% on there. And it's still a fantastic game. I love it. It's still so good. And I like Emerald Rush. I think it's fun. It's a nice little side thing to play. If you're sick of like doing other things in that game, or if you're looking for something to do. And then the other game I've been playing is Hades 2. I know we'll be talking about it more, but it just came out today. It's fantastic. I played it in early access, but then I stopped playing because I'm like, I don't want to play this in early access. I'm going to wait for 1.0, and that's what I'm doing now.
Did you fall off Silksong?
Yeah, Hades 2 is better than Silksong. Confirmed.
That's super funny. Cheesy, how about you? What you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Silksong. I think I'm like towards the end of the second act. But
yeah, you're further than me now. I was out of commission for like 2 days this week, so
that
you
game,
probably
man,
got ahead of me.
It's so fun, but it is hard. And I know like that is the point of it. But it is I mean, I went through one gauntlet that
I thought you were gonna say controller.
yeah, I went through one controller. I was done. Had to go buy another. No, this gauntlet is like 10 waves long, and it is just infuriating. But once I got it, man, I mean that's like the best part about this game. I mean, some people are already just gonna hate it because of how hard it is and just give up. But like if you stay with it and you beat that boss or that wave or whatever it is, like it feels so good.
Yeah. It slows down. That's what as you do it over and over again, the fight slows down. I'm fighting. I think he's like an illusionist. Do you know what I'm talking about, Cheesy?
No.
In the Citadel, he like pops out of the ground and has fireworks and.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on that fight right now.
Okay.
But the fight that took me the longest was the final judge. That held me up for like probably 2 or 3 days, which was to get to the end of Act 1.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, Silksong is a great game. I understand that people are like, you have to have a lot of patience. Maybe it's not a game for me, or you know, and it's true. Like I think you do have to have patience because kind of what Crawler said is once you play those bosses over and over, they do slow down. You start to figure it out. And I think if you just aren't rushing, if you just take your time with it, like it does become a lot easier. So yeah, I've been playing that, and then Hades 2, like that is my Silksong. I know people have been waiting for Silksong.
I feel the same way. I think I definitely have been wanting Hades 2 more than Silksong, because Hades is like one of my favorite games in the past like 10 years.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it's just like that's the type of game I like. I like roguelites. And just like upgrading your character. You still feel like you progress even if you're dying. Silksong, I feel like you're just dying over and over again, and you're not like you could hit a wall for hours.
Get good, Johnny.
Well, it is interesting. I mean, I know we'll talk about it, so I'm not going to get like too deep into Hades, but it is interesting with Silksong. People complain about the runbacks. So like after you die with a boss, you have to go back to your save point and you run back to that boss. But like with Hades, you're doing that.
You have to do the whole area.
The entire thing is a run back.
But you're getting materials, you're getting stuff to upgrade your characters to make it a easier run.
Yeah, the story progresses.
Time. Yeah, that's I think the difference between Silksong. But yeah, we'll talk about that like a little bit more.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I've been playing.
Nice, Crawler. How about you?
A lot of Silksong. I've been updating some games. I haven't really dove into like the changes. But like I updated Mario Kart World. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit. You probably know a little bit more what's happened with that, Josh, than I do. Street Fighter 6 was on sale last night, so I ended up picking that up and playing that a little bit. Still playing Madden. We're playing the Madden League. I'm undefeated right now, 2-0. Got to play my game sometime this week. I just updated Dragon Drive because I guess there was an update for that.
Ooh.
That you can play. I think you can play like wireless multiplayer now, like up to 8 players, but I don't know. Still grinding through a little bit of Fortnite with my son, but I know my kids are wanting it. I played a little bit of the demo, but Sonic Crossworlds came out yesterday, I think.
It's not on Switch 2 though. So it's on Switch, but it's not the Switch 2 version. That's
Are
not
we
coming
getting
out
a Switch
later.
2 version?
Yeah.
Is that going to be a free upgrade?
I don't know about that.
There's a lot of they already have a roadmap more so than Mario Kart with Turtles and Mega Man and Joker and
Yeah, but how much
I
does
don't
it
know what else.
cost? How much?
I don't
How
know.
much? The DLC costs a lot of like. It costs if you add the DLC plus the base game, it's like more than Mario Kart World.
People
Yeah,
love
but
that.
there's more characters. I don't know. I'll
I
probably
don't,
check
think,
it
I
out.
don't
'Cause
think. I don't think Mario's Kart World's problem is characters. I don't think that's the
they
problem.
need some more characters though. They don't have the Koopa kids in there.
We need Fire Emblem
Would you
characters.
pay? Would you pay for Koopa Kids? Like that's the thing. Like you have to pay for
No,
these characters
they
for Sonic.
took stuff. They took
Cross
stuff
World.
away from us.
But I don't know. Like they'll probably put them back in because they put like PD Piranha back in Mario Kart 8. Like I really don't think that we're gonna have to worry about characters coming back or characters coming into Mario Kart World. Like they're just being slow. I don't know.
Yeah, I've resisted the DLC for Bonanza, but I don't know if I will continue to. I might end up picking it up. I don't know. But next week we get is that next week already? Next week we get Galaxy 2.
Yeah, the second.
Yeah. Joey Pitts with a super chat saying Mario Kart World needs Diddy Kong. I'll pay $30. There we go. Make it $110 game just for Diddy Kong. That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, speaking of the DK Bonanza, I was thinking about the DLC. I think it would be the easiest choice to pick up if they had added like that Diddy Kong Racing to just go around that island, or B, even did some kind of like waves of enemies or something on that island. It basically just doing Emerald Rush on there is just like it's like it just feels like wasted space, unfortunately. Like it's just, it would be nice if there was something more to it. Just a little bit. Like
You could put statues on there.
Right. It feels like it's 3/4 the way there. Like if it was $15, it would have been all right. But for that extra $5, I just wish there was one more thing to it that I could be like, yes, and you get to do that, and it's.
I do think
super cool.
$20 is a little steep for what it is. Especially like, do not buy it if you did not beat the game yet. Do not buy it because you're like, there's nothing to do.
It's just gonna, yeah. It's, can you even get DK Island?
You can get DK Island. You can't do Emerald Rush
because you got to be done with the game to get Void Con available.
So, legitimate question: what is the like difference between the Emerald Rush and then Splatoon's side order? Like, does side order offer more content, or are they the same? Because I know like people were saying it's basically the same package. Like they're bringing in nostalgia because in side order you can unlock the Inkopolis Square.
Yeah, to pay $5 for that. Or it was included.
It was a pre-order. It was a pre-order thing.
Yeah.
So you got $20. I think side order has more content. It feels like it has more content than Emerald Rush.
Well, in side order, I feel like you get to play through with all the different weapons, and it's a different experience each time. Which that's the whole shtick of a roguelite. I mean,
I think as a roguelite, side order is the better roguelite. Because like Donkey Kong Bonanza is a roguelite, but it's hard to, you're just like smashing things and then hoping, like there's no way to really build out a kit. Like you do get like perks and like stuff to choose from every time you find like a fossil or like a banana, but it's not as like, I don't even know what the right word is, but you know how Hades, like you choose what way you want to go to see what type of upgrade you get, and then you get to choose from like 3 different upgrades and have it build like that. I'm sure there are things that you could build out, but when I was playing, I was just kind of smashing, getting upgrades, and just like choosing a random upgrade.
The back to the stuff I've been playing this week. Mario Kart World update, like you guys mentioned earlier. More 3-lap races. I did 5 the first night. I had 2 3-lap races, and also just still having a great time with that game. Like, I really kind of dug into Bowser's Castle shortcuts this week, and I got to tell you, there is nothing more satisfying for me when it comes to gaming than hitting some of those crazy cuts in that game. So really, really enjoying that. Jump back into Fire Emblem Three Houses. I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing. Like, zero. Like, you walk away from that game and it's like you're a teacher, you're having
you haven't even
tea
gone
with
to
people.
Were you time? Or have you done the
I don't
time
think
jump
he's got the time jump yet.
No. And like, I'm in this battle and I think I did not bring enough people with me, and I can't. It's like there's like 15 people on the field and then there's me with like 6, and I'm like, this is not working out. So
get good, bro.
I've tried multiple times. I finally got back to the school. I'm like, I got to level up something. I don't know what I'm doing. And people don't have the right weapons, and I know I'm fumbling there. So, but I want to, especially since that new game is potentially tied to Three Houses.
It is. I think it is a sequel.
Yeah. So I want to.
Plus, you got so excited about the new game that was shadow dropped just last night.
Oh,
of course.
Yeah, I saw. I haven't downloaded it yet.
I downloaded it and then it was taking too long to get to the gameplay, so I stopped playing.
Is it just chatty?
It's a lot of tutorial, like for a while, and then you get to the I did like one of the battles, and it's not a good game. Not a good game, and you don't even get platinum points for playing it. So there's no point of playing this game. There's no waifus to get.
Yeah,
actually, I think there are waifus in it.
And apparently, it's got like it's like a who, like trying to figure out who's holding the shadow gem or something. I don't even know.
Well, it's there's an imposter, and they're they're attacking you.
So it's Among Us?
Yeah, it's like a really bad Among Us. But you have to so they're attacking you, and then at the end of the battle, you have to pick who you think the imposter was. And
was it Fire Emblem Shadows? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you're supposed to try to figure out who's acting sus, but it's I don't know, it's just hard to tell. And then in the beginning, they kind of just, this one person looks evil, more evil than the other people. So it's oh, it's clearly them. And then you get an extra I don't know. It's like an auto chess game. It's not even like Fire Emblem where it's turn-based based on the the rock paper. It does have rock paper scissors in it, but it's not like axe. What is it? Axe.
It's mount flying versus lance versus arrows.
Yeah.
So
anyway, go ahead.
It's a mix of Among Us and Ace Attorney.
I don't know. I don't know what the Ace Attorney part is.
A who done it?
Yeah. Oh, you have to choose who it is.
Yeah.
I mean, objection. You have to do that for Among Us as well. You have to try to figure out who the imposter is.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're playing against other people. And Crawler, I just noticed we're wearing the same shirt.
Oh, hey. Great minds.
Hey, Cody, so are we.
Yeah, if I don't show what I'm wearing, it does look like we're wearing the same shirt.
So I rolled credits on Kirby the Forgotten Land tonight, and have been doing some of the DLC with that. All I will say is, one, if you have kids, it is the perfect game, especially if they're younger kids that don't really know what they're doing. They can literally run around as Waddle Dee or Bandana Dee and
not say it, Johnny.
Not have to worry about it. So
I mean,
okay,
it's literally a baby game.
so yeah,
Except
no,
for the final boss. Except for the final boss. I don't know what they were doing with the final boss.
Yeah, well, when you're doing 2-player, and because we've been doing 2-player with Jasmine's son, and I've never met a bigger Kirby fan, so I let him play as Kirby, and I just play as the Bandana D or whatever. And when you can't really die as the Waddle Dee. You just tap A to bring all your life back. So I literally sat on that final boss and just decimated it. And he looked at me and was like, "We're already done?" I was like, "I guess so." like we ran through it.
The game plays itself, man.
It kind of did. But so you go back and you watch Smash, and you watch the way Kirby outran everybody in the, I guess it's like when the spirit mode starts or whatever, and he's just standing there looking at the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me want a Kirby game that's not super easy, but like
that's Kirby's Adventure on NES.
Did you not play on wild mode? I mean, wild mode's pretty wild.
I was trying to think about this while I was, or trying to like articulate how, like, what I would want to see here. And like, essentially I would love to see Kirby almost like Bayonetta, right? Like something that's
combo,
like
Devil May Cry kind of deal.
Yes. Like
I was picturing Kirby as Bayonetta.
Just super hot.
Hey,
like he just
with like really long legs.
They have a model of that in Smash. I mean,
he just inhales Bayonetta, and that's what happened. You got to fight all those crazy demons and stuff. So, but no, I think it would be really fun to kind of play what we saw in Smash, like where he's out, like, because he's supposedly the strongest character in like all of the Nintendo universe, right? So to like really see that, and maybe that's why the games are so easy, because he's like, I'm basically invincible. What do you want? You know, maybe it's all part of the lore, and that's what we've been missing it this whole time. Johnny's like, it's a baby game. It's like, no, they can't make a game hard enough. He's too tough. that's the thing. It doesn't matter who they throw at him. He's just like, what do you want? You know. So the Fortnite has been dominating. Like, I introduced Jasmine to Fortnite, and it's just been a week straight, almost every night. Here's what's funny: a few nights she's like, "I don't want to play with you. You get all the kills. I get victory royales when I play by myself, and I get all the kills. And then when I play with you,
she likes her bot play.
when
I play with you, I just have to follow you, and I don't like it. So, but we had one of, like, you can get in the Megazord right now, and we had one of those moments where we were rushing to the thing. I was in the Batmobile, which is just super cool that the Batmobile is in the game, and jump out as like the Dinozord or whatever, and there's somebody else running up to it, but they came to the backside, so we got there at the same time, but they couldn't activate because you have to talk to the front of whatever that guy's name is. What is
Zoran.
it? Yeah, Zoran. So
it's so wild to me that you're talking about Fortnite. Like, you hop in the Batmobile, you get a Megazord. I mean, there's probably
no, it's Ready Player One.
Sabrina Carpenter is probably there somewhere.
Yep,
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and
yeah.
the Futurama characters with the Ninja Turtles.
I saw Beavis and Butthead was at it recently.
Daft Punk is in there right now as well.
Fortnite's the greatest game ever made. I don't care what anybody says. Fortnite's the greatest game ever made.
And they're laughing every single time you pay $20 for a skin. So
yeah,
no,
don't complain about Donkey Kong Bonanza's Emerald Rush for $20. If you own Crawler, I will look at your Fortnite locker. I'm sure you have all those Star Wars.
I have every single Star Wars skin.
Exactly. Nobody can complain about Emerald Rush's DLC if you have, or like any price about Nintendo if you buy skins in Fortnite. That's why I don't complain about it, because
you're a shill.
I'm a shill, but at least I like I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah. So, and I don't want to talk about the different skins that I've helped her get. So there's been a lot. There's been a lot, but we always coordinate. So if I'm Batman, she's Catwoman. If I'm
That's fun. You should get like bonuses.
If you're Red Ranger, she's Pink Ranger.
No, she likes Yellow Ranger.
Yellow Ranger.
So, yeah.
Why can't she be Red Ranger?
Yellow Ranger's a guy in the Japanese version.
That's true.
That's why there's no skirt.
Right. That's right. So
I just feel like she should be able to be, the Red Ranger, the Blue Ranger, Black Ranger, Green Ranger.
She has all 5 of them, right?
Oh yeah, I got her all 5.
There's 25 or $30 right there or whatever.
At least.
It's a deal when you buy all 5, man.
It's just wow.
Girl math it. Just girl math it.
Yeah. So that's it. There's been lots of gaming. It's been fun. It's been super fun playing with her. I'll tell you guys this story real quick. I wanted to get her a purple headset, right? She wanted to. I kept showing her different headsets. She's like, "Ooh, I like these purple ones. They're Astro A10s." Okay. Amazon had a used like new, so I'm like, okay, let's see. Yeah, they got here. The microphone wasn't even hanging on the headset. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna work. So, sent that back. Order a new set. The box is trashed. Pull them out. Microphone dangling off the. I'm like, who is selling these things?
Don't buy it.
Who is selling these things? So I order Turtle Beaches, right? She's like, because she used my A10s that I'll use sometimes if I'm playing on Xbox. No, like the newer, like I have the Xbox like A10s, right? So just for like easy communication with the microphone and whatnot. They hurt her ears, so they wouldn't have worked anyway. So I'm like, okay, so she found a pair of Turtle Beaches. They were like white and lavender. So order those. Amazon delivers it to the wrong house, and the neighbor takes it in the house and doesn't. I'm like, yo, are we ever getting headphones? What is going on? So I get on with Amazon. They sent a new pair out the next day. The next day, the neighbor brings the.
Oh, you got 2 for 1.
Both to the house. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So, yeah. But she likes those. So it's been it's just been super cool. Another quick update: the LG C4 finally updated a second time, and now it plays all games with HDR and 120. So that was also a nice little surprise this week.
Does it auto update, or did you have to go into settings and have it?
No, it has an auto update.
That's good.
I also, to follow up from last week, I tested I did the speed test on the Switch for using that TP-Link extender. Double the speed when you're plugged in versus being Wi-Fi right next to it. It's literally double the speed. In one test I did, it was almost triple the upload speed. So I was like, that's pretty handy. So if your Switch is near an outlet and you're not super close to your router, and I'm sure there's more than just TP-Link that can do this.
If you're just not hardwired in, utilize that, because the internal Wi-Fi receiver on the Switch is compromised by probably just everything that it's around, and it would be better served to have an external source to get it.
Yeah, it does work well. So, like, I think she's only lagged like one time in Fortnite since we've set that up. So, very, very happy about that. With that, we can head on over to the news. All right. Well, Doug Bowser is retiring after 6 years at Nintendo. So, little bit shocking to see this. He's already announced they've already announced the replacement. I didn't even see it on Twitter. I was a little behind. I got an email from like the Business Wire that I checked like 30 minutes after they sent it, and I was like, went straight to Twitter and was like, oh yeah, this is
this is all news to me. When did this happen?
Today
at 5
hours ago.
p.m. Eastern is when I got the email. Like 5:02 Eastern, I think, is when the
Okay.
yeah. So
Who's the replacement? Like, what have they done?
Her name.
She was
she's
the VP.
of marketing and something, I think.
Okay.
yeah, she takes over on January
January
1st.
1st.
And
So
yeah.
after we see her transition, we'll know why games are $80, right? Isn't that what Doug Basser said? After we see the direct the next day, we'll know why the games. I don't know. He has not done enough, I think, forward facing for fans. I think that was a hard job to come behind.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone's compared to Reggie, and I think people were expecting more out of him. But then when he gets up there at the Game Awards and accepts awards, and it's like it's the corporate speak coming out of him that's not. It just doesn't feel genuine.
Yeah, I mean, to hear that it's been 6 years is crazy because I don't feel like much has been done in 6 years.
I remember E3 2019, and he had some pretty massive security around him. So to try to walk up to him was kind of ill advised. So I didn't risk it. But
Is this Reggie or Doug?
Doug, and the thing is, like, he wasn't the most, Reggie's massive shoes to fill, right? That's just, it's like you've got to be very charismatic. You've got to be a lot of these people aren't made for them. Like they're executives, they're getting their work done. And I mean, if you look at the business side of Nintendo, they've absolutely crushed. Like he did his job very well, very well. And I know there's like the pricing with everything right now, but that's business. They're going to test the market. That's that.
Also, they probably didn't make that decision. That was probably making that decision.
NOJ.
Nate has a comment on here that they're just a marketing arm, but there is something to be said for like Reggie sitting in there and advocating for a pack-in with Wii Sports and just having a kind of a North American speaker box to the Japanese executive side over there that lets them kind of understand their market, because we're a big chunk of that market, and keeping the North American side of Nintendo, like keeping a pulse on it is important. And Doug Bowser getting up there and having to talk about why Mario Kart is $80 and they didn't really have an answer just fell flat.
I also wonder if this is the way Nintendo likes it. If they kind of want, like, and Nintendo of Japan, they don't want, like, we look at what Reggie did and we kind of applaud it and we think it was great. And him and Iwata had a really great relationship and they did a lot of fun stuff. But there's something about NOJ right now that they seem very, very corporate. Like very suit and tie. And the current president,
but he came up gaming. He came up making games.
Yes,
which is weird that they're like that way right now.
Well, there's a bit of a shift to, and I you can't like say this like with absolute certainty, but like they are definitely interested in keeping shareholders happy, right? But outside of the vocal minority, games are still getting bought. Systems are still getting bought. And what Doug Bowser was definitely a part of was making sure that there was enough Switches so that scalpers had nothing to get their hands on.
It was a very successful launch.
The fact that there's already Switches readily available before the holidays, like it's going to be huge. I had a coworker
buy one yesterday just at Target. He was there. He's like, if it's there, it's meant to be, and I'm going to buy it. And he bought it last night. So
yeah. And now, like I know everybody complained about the pricing, but now it's like the most affordable
Oh,
console on the market.
Oh, as soon as she started getting into Fortnite, I was like, maybe I should get a Series S. No way now. There's absolutely no reason to.
Yeah,
Like
it's good enough on Switch too right now.
it's more than good enough. So uh yeah, so I mean I think and if you go in and like read the replies to his tweets and everybody that got to interact with him, he seems like a very stand-up guy. Like he seemed to be very well loved from everybody that got to chat with him and everything like that, outside of just, business and everything else. And even in his tweet that he put out, he's like, I've loved this since Donkey Kong Arcade. This has always been my passion, So like that kind of, it speaks volumes to me anyway. Like I think it's just, especially if you go and watch like Tom, I think it's Tom Kalinske. If you watch Console Wars and you see Tom, he was the president of Sega of America during the Genesis days when they were taking on Nintendo, and like it's really cool to kind of get to see the behind the scenes and to get to feel like there's somewhat of a pulse on what is happening with with the executives. And of course, none of us knew what was going on with the execs during the SNES and Genesis, and it was like super cutthroat, like business back then. But like Reggie kind of let us peek behind closed doors. You know what I mean? Like he kind of let us into areas that like we probably shouldn't have necessarily been, or he was just he did seem like he fought and kind of advocated for the gamer a bit more, and even like Iwata, I mean, the Wii U was a failure, and he took it on the chin, right? And he said, "Hey, I'm going to
sacrifice his salary for it."
Exactly. So it was a bummer that we didn't get to see more from him, but I think his legacy is going to be one of success in my mind. Like coming in 2019, dealing with the pandemic, and Animal Crossing, the different decisions made along the way. Like I think overall he did a bang up job, and and I honestly hope his replacement is a Fireball. And I hope she's pushing the envelope, because if you go all the way back to the early history of the NES, NOA was told, do not tell retailers that they can have a refund on everything that they purchase. And NOA said, you guys can have a refund on everything, everything that's not sold. But they had to, otherwise retail was like, we're not interested.
Yeah.
They had to be able to hedge their bets, and so they went against, and it was those executives from NOA that were literally delivering systems and driving
wasn't
around.
That back in the day when they like they would give that giant retail case to Target and Meijer and all those Walmart. They would give them the case so that they had like the behind glass for the games and stuff, didn't they? It was all marketed. I'm sure that they gave that stuff away as a way to like, here, devote this much retail space for us, and we'll. I'm pretty sure that those whole units were just given away to the retailers to have.
All I know is I want the Mario that's on the flagpole at Target in my collection at some point. I can tell you that much. So, Brian says, I currently work for the American arm of a Japanese company. I can tell you shareholders come up a lot. So there you go. Very, very real. So
I hear what you're saying. And I mean, yeah, when you look back at it, I guess there were a lot of successful things. I just kind of miss the fun of Nintendo and just kind of the wackiness like that you would see in directs and
Reginator and all that kind of stuff. And he has the name Bowser, and he didn't lean into it enough, I feel like.
But also, I don't know, it's like one of those things that's like, okay, your name is Bowser, and if you play into it, is it like, okay, yeah, we get it, your name is Bowser, it's like how
after Reginator, I don't think people would have gotten tired of that.
Yeah. I think just like in the last direct, like what was kind of fun to me was like when they showed Tomodachi Life, or whatever that game is, Tomodachi
Yeah,
Life.
yeah.
Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
yeah. Yep.
They had like Koizumi like Miis that were like running across the screen, and they went off screen, and then they cut back to Koizumi, and he's running back
Yeah.
onto the scene, and it was like, that's clever. Like, that is the stuff that I like, and I just feel like we haven't seen a lot of that in the past few years.
Yeah. Yeah, there is definitely that. And I mean, some might say, like, if you step back, the DS and the 3D, like the DS was a massive success for Reggie and Iwata, right? But then the Wii U was a flop. The 3DS like trended down compared to it was like sold a little more than half as many as the DS, right? And so they were having fun, but they weren't seeing the level of success that's happening right now either. And I think the flip side of it too, just because he's a CEO of an entertainment company doesn't mean he likes being on camera or is even comfortable speaking. And in some cases, you're better off not. I mean, no, I won't say it. Never mind. I won't mention acetaminophen, but like to expect that, like, oh, you work for Nintendo, you automatically must be like ready to be in front of the camera. Like, I just I don't know that's I don't think that's who he was. And I think everything that he said was very, very PR. I think even listening to like Logan from NBC talk about his interviews with him, there was like, always people like, let's go ahead and change that question, or let's go ahead and reword that,
Which
so
we'll probably have less of now that the new NOA president is going to be a former marketing exec for the company. Like, probably needs less handling by corporate handlers.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean,
depending on Nintendo of Japan, that's what like that's the their and I think in their mind there's a sense of like honor, if you will, that like comes, like honor and pride that comes along with what they're doing. And so yeah, it's just an interesting like bit of a tightrope to walk, like to try to navigate it.
It's a weird comparison, but it just came to my mind. Do you guys remember when like Lyft cars had like a pink mustache on the front of them, and like that's how you knew it was a Lyft? Like, it was kind of fun. It was silly, but now they've gone away with those pink mustaches, and now it's just like this little light up in your dashboard that just says Lyft, and it's like cleaner. It's simple. It's like, I kind of feel like that's what Nintendo has done. They got rid of their pink mustache, and they are like, no, we're want to be taken seriously. Just
what
as
you
much
mean?
as
Star
these
Fox
other...
puppets were our pink mustache?
Yeah, and Robot Chicken and all that. Yeah.
Nate said, Doug Bowser said, let me hang it up before I have to report on these prices going up higher.
I think people put way too much stock into this stuff. Honestly, like, I understand Reggie was he was like iconic person, but
Isn't
I don't
the
think,
title
like,
of his book Game Changer? Isn't that what he was a game changer?
Yeah.
like, how much? I mean, we see Phil Spencer a lot, I guess, but do we see who's even the president of Sony right now? Do we even know?
I know who it's not. It's not Jim Ryan.
But like, Johnny, you're saying that they shouldn't have like fun with it? Like,
No.
don't you think
I
that's part
mean,
of the Nintendo brand?
No, I think Doug Bowser was more business focused.
Yeah.
I mean, you have like C-suite executives that are more like, they should have had a PR person instead of Doug Bowser being like the face. They could have just had some random person as the face and not the president, because like a president of a company, like, they're not worried about how fun they're going to look to the customers. They want to be profitable and give the customers what they think they need. That no, I think people care way too much about having fun with the president of a company. Like their games are fun. That's all that should matter.
Yeah, I think to maybe counter that a bit, I think it's there's so much expectation when it comes to Nintendo because of Reggie, because of Iwata, because of 2017 and 2018 and 2019 of the Switch. Like I do think there's some expectations that fans have, that it's like, oh, this. I think when we saw the changing of guard with Nintendo of Japan, it was like it everything just seemed a lot more serious. And even look at the Switch 2. It doesn't look like a toy anymore. It looks like a decent piece of tech. And the business move was, the community wants a more powerful handheld. Let's give them that. Their sales numbers shot through the roof, but their margins did not, because that money went into making the system that is what it is. And so there's just so many moving parts, and all of these people at the top making these decisions, like I don't envy them in the slightest. And I almost wonder if the amount of interviews Doug had to do, and just the way he was quoted like continually with the variable pricing thing, people are eating that like they're like,
and that was Logan's interview too.
Yeah, right. He's like, why is tennis $70 now? That's what variable pricing, So yeah, it's just one of those things. You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, he seemed like especially from everybody that I'm seeing that's interacted with him, he was just a gem. And actually some she's been on the show before. I run into her at PAX and stuff periodically, but she's like, I'm gonna miss you being in the office and having Mario Kart tournaments, Lily, she used to be at IGN. And so so it sounds like he was just even just a fun boss to throw down with some Mario Kart in the office. Sounds great. But well, let's I don't want to sit on this topic, this next part of the news, for too long. Like we'll kind of blaze through it a bit. The game key cards, still a big hot topic in the news. You have two different companies saying, hey, was it Ubisoft and Square saying games don't run as fast if they're not installed internally. Then you have Capcom saying it's a financial decision. and then I see some different conversations happening around, if you're not building from the Switch ground up, then it's tougher to optimize some of these engines to get them to run smooth off of the game, like the game card or the cart, versus being internal.
Capcom a call and license RE engine, then
they're a key code with the with Resident Evil 9, which I mean I didn't expect anything less.
And that's going to be probably a 90 gig install probably too.
Potentially. So, Johnny, I think, did you put out a TikTok or something recently talking about the key cards?
Oh, I don't. Not recently.
He's like, I don't even remember.
I don't know. I probably
How many key cards
trolling.
do you have? You have Street Fighter. You have what else?
Puyo.
Bravely Default. That's the only one I have.
Yeah, I have 4 right now.
You don't have I thought you had Street Fighter.
Well, I have Street Fighter.
No, Josh. I thought Josh had Street Fighter.
No, mine's digital. Because I figured I'd end up playing it a little bit more than wanting to move the cart in and out. But at the end of the day, if you're like Crawler and your games are cheesy, the game key card's going to look like a spine on your shelf at the end of the day. And it's not.
Yeah, who's gonna care? I think I said this before. Like, who's gonna care about Puyo Tetris?
Right.
20 years down the line, like, say the shop does go offline, and for some reason, this isn't how it works, but for some reason you can't re-download the game. Like, who's gonna care about Puyo Puyo Tetris or Street Fighter 6 when we're gonna have Street Fighter 25 or like Madden NFL 26 when one comes out every year? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and they don't even retain value. Like, if it was a Nintendo game, then yeah, maybe 15, 20 years down the line it would have some value. But like Street Fighter 6, even if it's all on cart, would be worth $5.
The consoles retain more value now than the games.
All I know is if the Troll and I was on a key card, somebody would probably thank me if they bought it from me if the servers were down, so they wouldn't have to download it and then play it. You know what I mean? So, well, and again, Capcom kind of threw a monkey wrench in the conversation by saying we're making this decision because of price, not because of internal speed. So now it's just like, great, you just gave there's more ammo. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because that's a shell of it's just a piece of plastic and like a chip that says they can play this game. That's all it is.
I wonder if this was an issue with like if this was an issue with PlayStation or Xbox, like, would people really care? Like, I don't think so. I think Nintendo fans
they went through this 10 years ago, Johnny. When Xbox went
DRM.
DRM and both quietly, like Xbox and PlayStation both did what Nintendo's doing right now, where you got the disc and you had to install the game anyway. It was taking up space. There was more on the disc than what is on the game card. Like, I think a lot of people sometimes speculated back and forth whether or not, because your Xbox is so stupid when it's not connected to the internet, who knows what is actually there. But the game that's installed off of the disc is different than the digital download. Like, I have Final Fantasy VII on disc for PlayStation 4, but I also have it was a free game, I think, on PlayStation Network, and I like claimed it, and I had downloaded data for that game, and it's like, oh, you need to download the game to play this. Like, so it's a separate download than what was on the disc. And so it's a weird kind of thing. But they went through this, and it pushed a lot of their people. I don't buy physical stuff for PlayStation and Xbox anymore because it was, again, just a hassle to pull out the disc, put it in to play something. It wasn't saving me any internal space. And so now at this point, like, I'm not doing it for any of the games really on my Switch because it's not saving me. Short of Mario Kart World and Bonanza could probably save me a little bit of space, but it's not, in the long run, it's not worth it that much for me to have to get that. And now you can't even appreciate the art on the inside of those games because they're tinted red. So it's not even as fun.
Well, speaking of Capcom, Resident Evil 9 is looking good on Switch 2, at least from what I've seen. Maybe you guys have seen a little bit more. All that I feel like I've seen, though, is a cutscene, not actual gameplay. Yeah. So, I'm not holding my breath too much based on strictly a cutscene. Also, we went hands-on with Borderlands 4, and it has now been delayed indefinitely.
Which I don't understand, unless that was just a very small vertical slice that we were playing.
Yeah.
It's because the game's not optimized for their other platforms. So, like, they're
true.
If it can't run well on PlayStation 5, PC,
they have memory leak issues, is what I've heard. They have too much loot that's sitting on the ground, and then it causes memory leaks, and then the game starts crashing and having stutters and frame issues. And
so this is a perfect segue, because the other thing that I've seen, maybe you guys have seen it too, Hyrule Warriors is looking sick. Yeah, honestly,
playable on the floor at TGS.
Yeah, and it's looking fantastic. And that is what brings us into topic number 3. And so, the question is like, should AAA games stop pushing hardware limits? And kind of tying that into why I think exclusives may end up being more essential for these companies than just sales. So we're going to jump into that right now. So what got me thinking this week a little bit is like, Borderlands has got these issues. How many games have come out over the past few years that like lots of broken promises, game doesn't run well, even games that we did not expect it from. Monster Hunter, nobody expected that game not to like just be amazing and run super great, and then it kind of didn't.
Well, we saw it at PAX last year, and that was a pre-build, but still, like.
But my point is, after Rise, we didn't expect it to be stuttery or crashing or anything like that. Like, I think everybody expected Capcom to really have a hand, like to really have a to be on top of that game, and then to have it
they tried to lean too hard into the dynamic weather and all that kind of stuff.
Blame the lightning. So
yep.
So this week, a few things have happened. We saw a Sony State of Play. They showed off Wolverine. Everything from that game looks super sick, and I mean, just amazing.
Buy PlayStation now, cheesy, so you can get it before it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Made for PlayStation, right? Like, may eventually come to PC. Who knows?
Insomniac's pretty much second party PlayStation now, though.
No, they're first party.
Are they owned?
Yeah, PlayStation owns them.
Oh, did they buy them recently?
Yeah, that's why we can never get Sunset Overdrive again.
So I think there's something to that. Like, how many times have we heard if they build it from the ground up with the Switch 2, something could be amazing? Like, if X game was built for the ground up on Switch 2, it would be amazing. Look at Nintendo first party games. They have these games that look good. They're compressed. The space wise, usually amazing, and then not all that many complaints. But then you try to put Doom on the first Switch, and it did okay. It ran okay. It looked like Clay Fighter, right? We've said that how many times. And then like we mentioned earlier, Borderlands. Now that's built they got developed for multiple systems, running into these issues. The gameplay starts to degrade over time. And like I mentioned, we look at first party Nintendo.
What
everything's
engine,
looking good.
What engine is Street Fighter on? Is it on RE engine?
I think I just turned that on. I believe it is. It's that hand that pops up, right? That at the beginning of I'm pretty sure it is. So
Capcom's got their stuff down then when it comes to that engine. That engine runs really well on Nintendo hardware. Because Street Fighter 6 looks really good for what it is on what is in essence they're finding a way to take current gen stuff and put it on a hardware piece that is not quite up to snuff for that. And so that's
didn't they just say that it's like really easy to port to the Switch 2? Their RE engine.
Their engine is I mean, with Monster Hunter Rise and with Monster Hunter not Wilds, Sunbreak, and what was the first one called? Sunbreak was the DLC.
Oh, just Monster Hunter Rise.
Rise. That was really taking advantage of their engine on that system.
Yeah, no question. So I've been playing Kirby. We've seen Metroid. We've seen Hyrule Warriors, this new one. And part of me wonders, why what is the point of pushing the envelope if nothing works? What is the point? What we're seeing is games that are being developed for Switch. And again, I don't want to come across like, oh, I'm like, this is how games should be developed. Not by any means. I'm more like asking the question from a place of observation like when you play Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom right now, that feels like an insane next gen experience. And it's a game that's 8 years old. But as soon as you boost that up to 120 or even a very locked in 60, it feels like a modern experience. And to me, it's like I would rather play games that look and run like that more so than like have the absolute bleeding edge, but then have stutters at 30. If that and so it's like, and I think honestly, I think this whole conversation ends up leading into the like, is AAA dying at the end of the day? Like, is that the
They got in their own way when they started taking 5, 6, 8 years, whatever it is, sometimes to make a game. Yeah, on the shoe on the other foot, I guess, is they also annualized some stuff, and that got people burned out as well. They need to find the sweet spot, and it's like every 3 years.
Mario every 3 years. Mario.
Jeez.
Yeah, they started taking 8 years to make games. Mario has taken 8 years.
But like
but-
Assassin's Creed annualizing, and granted, Call of Duty is annualized, but it's got multiple studios doing it. But it was burning people out on it. But then
it has multiple studios that do it every 3 years, like you said.
Yeah. Cheesy, go ahead.
I mean, what Johnny was saying is like the difference between that is like, the Mario game is gonna play well and it's gonna run well. Like, even though yes, it has been 8 years, like it is going to be worth it. We know that it's not going to be a broken mess when it comes out.
Yeah, I have faith that Prime 4 is going to be looking good too. They don't know how to market that game, and it doesn't look great with what they've shown, but they probably don't want to show the cool stuff because they just, again, don't know how to market that game.
Oh, but it's also just so scary because of the December release. Like,
yeah, but that was pushed back. I don't know what they were going to accomplish in a month, because that game was supposed to come out in November, and they didn't make that happen.
I love. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think it's like the Jurassic Park quote, like, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should. And that's kind of where we're at with gaming, is they're like, well, let's just do the next big, like, impressive thing. Like, we look at GTA 6 and it is incredible, like, just from what we have seen of it. But everyone then tries to capture that same thing that they are doing, and then it doesn't end up working.
Yeah, you also have execs and studio heads that are 5 years in the past chasing a trend that is dying out. Look, Marathon is an extraction shooter that's kind of in development hell right now, and they didn't even mention it, I don't think, in that state of play. And that's a Bungie is owned by PlayStation right now.
When did that get announced?
They had like a big marketing push with influencers and stuff like 2 years ago or something like that. It's been a while, but they've gotten flagged for like AI content and some other stuff as well. But and even like the reason Sony doesn't have anything this year is because 4 years ago they were like, we're all in on games as a service, and that has flopped hard, and they've had to pivot away. Like, there was supposed to be a multiplayer arm of The Last of Us Part 2, and that got canceled.
Yeah.
And all sorts of other stuff that the development and lead time on creating a game is too far out with the artwork and the just development that they have to put into it, that they're chasing these trends, and then they get upset when they put millions upon millions of dollars into a game that is 2 years behind the trend by the time it comes out, and nobody wants to play it. And they're like, oh, people don't want to buy our game, it's a flop. And then we get massive layoffs and studio closing. And I still don't understand why Microsoft shuttered. Well, I know why they shuttered it. I don't know why they didn't pivot it to a different studio to make Perfect Dark, because
Nobody
what
would
we
buy
saw
it.
what we saw looked really cool.
Nobody
But
would have bought that game. That's why. It was costing too much, and nobody would have bought it.
Yeah,
I think it's
millennials
funny
would have
that
bought it.
I think it's funny that the argument is that like these other studios are taking too long to develop their games when Nintendo does the same thing. Animal
Nintendo sits
Crossing's
on
been
stuff,
5
though.
years. Smash Brothers been 7, 8 years. 3D Mario's been 8 years. Donkey Kong before Bonanza's 26 years. Mario Kart World was 11 years. So Nintendo does the exact same thing.
But it's the quality,
No.
not the quantity.
But
Well,
they're not bad. Like those other games aren't bad either, though. Like Assassin's Creed Shadows is not bad. Star Wars Outlaws is not bad. Call of
Nintendo
Duty
also
is
just
not
doesn't-
bad.
They just don't.
Madden's not bad.
They
Like,
don't put it out there that it's being developed right now. Like Prime is their only one that they've done like that, and it's bit them hard on how much people are tracking it and keeping up on it and comparing it and saying what's going on. Whereas we're getting a Yoshi game, what, April or like spring of next year, and like
which nobody wants.
but that's the furthest game out that we know about, right? Is that the furthest game Nintendo that we know about right now?
Some would just have like 2026 dates.
Yeah, Fire Emblem and
Okay, Fire Emblem.
there was one other one that had 2026.
When's Fever? Mario
It's
like-
February.
Fever's
It's
early.
February 17th or 12th,
Oh,
one of the
okay.
two. I
So,
can't
yeah,
remember
maybe
which.
Yoshi is.
I mean, yeah, short of Fire Emblem, like they don't give us much more than a year out, and it's because like, but that was what, going back to the latest episode 3-4 weeks ago that you guys did on Communication Error, like you were talking about the sweet spot, Johnny, of marketing turnaround to game release. And
but you're talking about development and saying these games aren't.
no, we don't know
long.
if Nintendo is done with stuff, and they might just be sitting on it.
I mean, Animal Crossing, like they've had to be developing Animal Crossing since New Horizons was like done. There's a new Smash game being developed. There's a new 3D Mario being developed. Like these have been in development for years, and it's way too long. I'm gonna be 50 years old by the time 3D Mario comes out. Like it sucks. I would much rather have a more biannual release, like every other year.
Maybe they surprise you with July and Mario Galaxy 3.
I don't want Mario
Oh.
Galaxy 3. I don't want Mario Galaxy 3. I want something new. Like we've had 2 Galaxy games. I don't want Odyssey 2. I don't want Galaxy 3. If you're making me wait 8 years, it better be something new.
I don't want Odyssey 2 either, because that would mean more Brutals, and go away with that.
But like to say AAA is dying is just not factually correct, because if you look at the top selling games, it's always Call of Duty, Madden, FIFA, or whatever it's called now, Football Club. Like AAA games are the best selling games every year.
So I don't disagree, but what I'm saying is the games that are trying to get into that space don't seem to like even Borderlands right now, like it probably sold great, but the conversations around it will kill sales for a while.
That's Randy
Well, that's
Pitchford's
Randy's fault.
If you really want a president like that, no, get out of here.
He went crazy for sure. The other thing is with like GTA, that game's probably going to cost $1 billion. You know, so they're going to take all the time.
How much have they made in Shark Card sales?
That's yes, but that's not every game, right? That's like they are the Fortnite of third party AAA games, like, you know what I mean? Because like they figured out this, like, how to continue monetizing well after the game is out, and in such a way that it's so fun that people continue buying it. I mean, it's insane how many sales that game has.
Yeah.
So,
and I would say EA is pretty lazy in everything that they do with how they're making their money. Like Madden doesn't change much enough year to year, and they just pump out something with Ultimate Team, expecting people to buy cards and all that kind of stuff, and same with FC, but like, and same thing with Call of Duty. Call of Duty just expects you to buy the season pass to have Nicki Minaj running around and Snoop Dogg and whatever.
I
else.
honestly
So,
wish Nintendo would do that. Like, I wish they would support their games more. So, like, I don't mind Donkey Kong getting DLC this soon. Like, give me more Donkey Kong DLC. Give me Mario Kart World DLC. Give me, Metroid
But they have to
DLC.
give it.
but
They
I
have
feel
to
like
give
they
it to
don't know
us.
how to market their games though that well.
And they do have to give it to us correctly, right? Because Mario Party's DLC was not a good look. To
No.
not update the base
Yeah,
game.
they should have updated the base game.
And Public Outcry got that 2 months later, but
Yeah,
I told my buddy today who bought a Switch last night, I'm like, and he has kids that enjoy Mario Party and stuff. I'm like, do not buy the upgrade for Mario Party. Like, it's not worth it. Do not buy it.
Buy a Fortnite skin instead, I guess, right?
Or Silk Song.
Or Silksong, yeah. Or 2/3 of Hades. But like the Mario Wonder stuff, like, is there solo stuff coming to that game?
Yeah, there's a whole.
They
new
didn't market
story.
that very well. At
They
all.
showed it.
No,
they didn't want to show
didn't.
everything.
They talked about
they
multiplayer
showed the-
bullshit that was like
No,
nobody
they
wants
showed
that.
they showed the Koopalings. They showed like Wendy getting a Wonder Flower or whatever they're calling the Bella flower. Like, they don't want to spoil anything.
But they aren't marketing it well.
They
Like,
showed Captain Toad. Also,
I don't think it's marketed well. I don't know.
I mean, that DLC is coming 2.5 years after release. No, give me it every 3 months.
Yeah, I don't get how that is not ready to be out. Like, yeah, I don't know why delay that.
well, and Nintendo knows they know. Like, if we're playing handheld or docked, I would say there's a pretty good chance they know if you're hooked up to the internet, if you're doing couch, like, co-op. And like, I do feel like we are in like the online, we want to play with our communities. Everything could be, should be an online game where if I would be willing to bet there are plenty of families out there that are playing. I mean, you can even hear like on, I think Seth Macy on NBC talks about playing with his wife and kids, like every night playing Mario Kart World 4-player, so we might be the outlier when it comes to the way a lot of Nintendo games are played, and this couch co-op stuff and non-online multiplayer. They like, I don't think they would make it if they didn't know that's where games are being played.
But kids that were gaming in the 80s and 90s are now the adults that are still playing Nintendo. It's a significant portion of their clientele. Yes, they are still a family game company, and they want to show off the couch co-op stuff, but it is also frustrating when we know they have some similar technology that can make a couch co-op game behave that way on the internet, and they don't take advantage of it.
Oh yeah, there's no question. It would be like Luigi's Mansion 3 has some of the best multiplayer ever in a Nintendo game, and it is stuck to playing with 8 people with 8 Joy-Con in one room. And that's honestly tragic, because those, like, playing dodgeball with the poltergust and giant pieces of fruit, like, I know that sounds a bit wacky, but if you get the chance to play it, you're like, yo, why? And Mario Wonder, it looks like it's giving us that same thing. Those mini games, like playing hide and seek, it looks like Nintendo Land. Like, this looks like Nintendo Land
some
stuff.
of it looked like original Mario Brothers arcade, like the battle stuff.
Yeah, and throwing that like playing a hot potato with that bomb and running through those levels, like that's super fun. To not have that online for that's incredible content. Like playing with people and laughing and like freaking out the whole time.
Is that a Switch 2 only upgrade, or is it a game upgrade?
I would say I'm 100% sure it's a Switch 2 upgrade, just like Super Mario Party plus Mario Party Jamboree.
Which is weird because it's a console that they finally embraced online and communication and connection with people, to not have that be online available.
Yeah, it may do the. I think it didn't even show in the direct like it does the game, like the like you can game share in the same room or whatever that is, like onto the other Switches or something maybe. So, but who knows? It really depends on what they're going to try to do sales number wise. If but I can't. I'd have to go back and watch the direct to see if it just had the Switch 2 logo or whatever. But I mean, like, you're not playing any of Kirby's expansion on the Switch 1. It's only happening on Switch 2. So I'm under the assumption it's going to be the same thing. So we may just have to wait and see. But I think at the end of the day, when we saw Metroid Prime 4 running the way it was, 120, Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, even the Kirby game, like it's gorgeous. Now don't get me wrong, Cyberpunk, pretty impressive on Switch 2, honestly. Street Fighter 6, yeah, the more I've played it, the more like it's stellar. Even Madden is impressive. Like it's a powerhouse machine for a hybrid. It's not going to be your PC, it's not going to be your Xbox, but it's very capable.
Well, with CD Projekt's success, do you think we get Witcher 4 on Switch 2?
That's a good question. If they, I'm assuming they have a pretty good understanding of the system based on Cyberpunk. So maybe potentially, it's just going to depend on how hard. Like, and is anybody going to trust them at a brand new launch for the game after Cyberpunk? Like, they're going to have to, like.
They're going to have to. So the part of the problem with Cyberpunk was so many hands-off, behind closed doors meetings with press that they would show the game but not let anybody touch it. And then it was because it was being held together with chewing gum and toothpicks, and it fell apart when people put it through its paces. Like, do you remember the cops that would just like randomly spawn in behind you if you did something wrong, and then people walking around in T-pose and cars phasing through the street, and it was, and I was playing on PC, like, and it was a mess. Like, and
so Resident Evil 9, right? Like, I mean, look what's going to potentially happen there. But again, we have to wait and see. Like, we've seen a cutscene looking good, but and what we saw in the, whatever we saw in the direct, but that's also cherry picked footage. You know what I mean? Like, they aren't gonna show any stutters or anything like that if they don't have to. So we have to wait and see what how these.
Do you remember the Nintendo guy's face when you made the joke about the PCs running Kirby?
Oh, he was like, no.
So we sat down, and they, like, it was 2 demos for Kirby that we were playing, and they would do a switch. Same thing with Pokemon. But Josh made a comment in our behind closed doors with Nintendo, and he's like, "Oh, so just underneath there is the PC that's running this, right?" And he goes, "No, it's not. I swear." But he got so up in arms about it.
Yeah, it's like classic E3 stuff right there. So, but so I mean, again, I'm just wondering if, especially when it comes to like Switch 2 games, like if you have a game, or if you develop a game like you're developing for Switch 1, but then bump the frame rate and that resolution at the end of the day, like, to me, that is a better experience. I don't know if you guys are in the same boat, but like, playing Tears, playing Breath of the Wild, playing Kirby now. I mean, when I fired up Smash to watch the cutscene of Kirby, and quick side note, I ended up finding matches with my son, like of him playing Luigi, playing Dark Link. I was super stoked to find that. But the game doesn't, like, after playing Kirby and then going over to Smash that has no like real upgrades to it. Like it's a little bit rough. But then you play Tears of the Kingdom, it's like playing a next gen game, and it's 8 years old. So like I feel like the FPS boost with a slight resolution boost goes a really long way, especially when it's solid frames versus like the ultra realistic. You guys probably saw the was it that OD? I think that's what it's called. That trailer.
Game.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, they're like light and matches and like the graphics look all like, but it's like what's running that? And how's it gonna run? Oh, you know.
Also, is
like,
it just a walking simulator again? Like,
right.
Kojima is overrated. I don't care what anyone says. He is overrated.
How many boxes are you gonna stack to on your UPS driver in Death Stranding 3? So yeah, like I don't know. I think the biggest thing for me is I saw somebody do a mod on Mario Kart 64 that I've mentioned on here before. That was a widescreen monitor and 120 frames a second. I want to play Mario Kart 64 at 120 frames. I have a feeling it will be a much better experience. And I would love it if
They could probably find a way to upgrade the NSO app.
I hope they do.
No,
really
they're gonna
do.
sell. They will sell that to you in a separate package.
I'll buy it
for $40.
Yeah, Mario Kart collection. I will buy it in a heartbeat if it all runs at 120. You know what I mean? So, but
yeah, that is something they haven't done yet. Like, where is that with Double Dash and like that would be an interesting thing to put all of them all in one. Like what we get with like Mega Man collection and Ninja Turtles collection and all that kind of stuff. Like, just do that. That would be. But
no, because they'd be $35 a piece.
They prefer to a la carte us. Yeah,
it'd be $40 a piece, and everybody would be very mad. Twitter would be burning to the ground. You know. So, but all right. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. Appreciate you all. We went a little bit long, but not too bad.
Oh, that's our new normal.
Yeah, right. That's a new normal. So, as always, you guys. First one reminder, Fire Emblem on GBA. That's going to be our game of the month. So I'll be doing some like going into the backstory of that game. It's the first Fire Emblem in the States, and it came out in 2003, but it's the 7th game in the Fire Emblem series. So kind of cool to have that. And so I'm hoping
that one. And Lynn, I think.
Yeah, I believe you are correct. I think there's like 2 branching stories from what I was doing a little bit of actually that just came from hitting X on NSO and looking at the details of the game. It like flips the box art and then you can read there's some of the details there. So that's going to be our game of the week. Again, we'll be chatting about it in Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. I'm going to tease now that Kart Club 2.0 is in the works. And if you are racing Mario Kart, I think that event going on right now. I'm gonna have to double check, guys, on Nintendo Versus. I think there's a Mario Kart event happening right now. So it's just a fun event. I don't know how they're hosting it. I hope they give us the powers to do that. We'll just have to see. But until then, remember to play it loud. Oh, I gotta find the button. There it is.